Harrison Ford nearly crashes his plane again. US aviation officials are investigating an incident in which a private plane belonging to the actor Harrison Ford almost collided with a Boeing 737. 74-year-old Ford, who is an experienced pilot, was seeking clearance to land at Santa Ana's John Wayne Airport on Monday when he was instructed to direct his Aviat Husky A-1C to runway 20. Some 110 passengers and a 6-person crew aboard American Airlines Flight 1546 to Dallas were waiting for Ford's private plane to land before taking off. Despite the instructions from air traffic control, Ford somehow went the wrong way to land at the taxiway, which is parallel to runway 20. Right before he landed, Ford's plane then passed over the top of the American Airlines Boeing 737, nearly hitting the larger aircraft. Ford can be heard on air traffic control recordings asking, "Was that airliner meant to be underneath me?" After the incident, the American Airlines jet was able to depart for Dallas. In 2015, Ford suffered head injuries and a broken arm when he was forced to crash land his vintage plane on a golf course in California after its engine failed. The US Federal Aviation Administration has launched an investigation into Ford's latest mid-air mishap, which could result in anything from a warning letter for the Indiana Jones star to losing his license to fly.
YouTube's ad policies are killing creators, but you can help. Be a hero at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Phew, that was close. Here's some more airplane near misses.
Emirates and Etihad jets narrowly avert collision. 2 jetliners came as close as 25 seconds away from a mid-air collision over the Arabian Sea on Monday. Dubai-bound Emirates flight EK706 and Seychelles-bound Etihad flight EY622 on Monday night flew close to Mumbai as Yemeni airspace has been closed. The passenger jets almost crashed into each other, but the exact distance between the two has not been disclosed. The air traffic collision avoidance system will give out warnings when planes come too close. A traffic advisory is issued when a possible collision is 40 seconds away. Air traffic control issues a resolution advisory when 2 planes will likely collide in 25 seconds. Air traffic control in Mumbai instructed one of the planes to climb and another to descend to avoid a collision. An investigation into the air traffic scare has been launched. Both airlines denied that safety was compromised at any point during the flights.
British passenger jet dodges missile over Egypt. A plane filled with British holidaymakers narrowly avoided disaster in August after it took evasive action to avoid an incoming missile. Thomson Airways Flight 476 was making its way from London's Stansted Airport to Sharm el-Sheikh on August 23rd, when, as it neared the Egyptian resort's airport, the pilot reportedly spotted a projectile believed to have been a missile in the aircraft's trajectory. Britain's Department of Transport, who confirmed the incident, said the missile was likely related to Egyptian military exercises rather than being a part of a targeted attack against a plane. The aircraft's captain ordered the first officer who was in charge at the time to turn left, and the plane narrowly dodged the missile, which reportedly came within 300 meters of the jet, which was carrying 189 passengers. The flight landed safely, and vacationers aboard were not informed of the incident. News of the episode comes a week after the as-yet unexplained crash of a Russian Metrojet airliner that took the lives of 224 people leaving the Red Sea resort.
2 passenger planes nearly collided Houston Airport. A collision between a Singapore Airlines plane taking off from Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport and a Delta Airlines flight arriving from Salt Lake City was narrowly averted late last week when air traffic controllers alerted the crew of both aircrafts. The Singapore Airlines 777, a jumbo jet, took off shortly before 7 p.m. on Thursday and was carrying 235 passengers and 18 crew members. When the plane reached 4,000 feet, the pilot did not level off, as required by Federal Aviation Administration regulations. The aircraft came within 200 feet vertically and within half a mile horizontally of a Delta Airlines A320 Airbus. The FAA requires aircrafts remain separated at least half a mile vertically and 3 miles apart horizontally. An air traffic controller averted a potential disaster by issuing traffic alerts and instructions to both pilots. The FAA says it's still investigating the closest proximity reached between the 2 planes and plans to ensure all flight crews are aware of the top altitudes for standard routes.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Malaysia Airlines flight takeoff halted to avoid incoming plane. A Malaysia Airlines flight bound for Kuala Lumpur was instructed to abort its takeoff to avoid an incoming flight. An MH136 flight departing from the Adelaide airport was halted as a Tiger Air flight from Melbourne prepared to land on Tuesday. The Tiger Air flight requested to perform a routine go-around as its approach was too unstable for landing. The Malaysia flight was already accelerating on the runway when air traffic controllers cancelled its takeoff clearance, citing that the Malaysia flight would be ascending underneath the go-around. The crew stopped the aircraft on the runway and the Tiger Air flight landed safely on its second approach. MH136 resumed its takeoff 25 minutes after the Tiger airplane landed and arrived in Kuala Lumpur with a 10-minute delay.
German plane narrowly avoids drone on approach to Polish airport. A German airliner was involved in a near miss with a drone during its approach to an airport in Poland on Monday. Lufthansa Flight 1614 from Munich to the Polish capital Warsaw was carrying 108 passengers when the incident occurred just after 2 p.m. on Monday, as the plane approached Frederick Chopin International Airport. Polish air traffic officials said the drone was flying around 12 kilometers from the runway at an altitude of around 760 meters when the aircraft passed within 100 meters of it. The angry pilots reportedly lambasted air traffic controllers before the plane landed safely 3 minutes later. Germany is one of the few EU member states to already have regulations for drones, with the use of unmanned aerial vehicles banned within 1.5 kilometers of airport perimeter fences. The European Union, meanwhile, is currently working on a set of rules to regulate the use of drones.